Welcome to China What? The one place on the internet where you get the straight dope on the most complicated relationship in the world, the US and China. Well, today we're going to do water is the new oil, and that means our word for the day is shui. That means water. Hey, check that out. So, all about water. First of all, how much water does China have? Here, I made a little graph because that's how I am. And this is millions of liters of water available per person per year. Basically saying total wealth per capita in water resources by nation. And considering that water is the new oil, oh look, there's Saudi Arabia, the old oil, 0.1 dead lower corner. China's got, about 2.1 million liters per person per year. Not too bad. Puts them above India, which is 1.6, and kind of in the same neighborhood as Germany, France, Japan, all in that sort of 2 to 3 range. The US is actually quite fortunate in water resources. Hey, check that out. 9.8. We're good. We're in the middle there between the sort of just, enough to be developed and industrialized, and the ridiculously water wealthy people like the Brazilians and the Canadians. 100 million liters per year per person. Yeah, that's the place to go if you want to be a water billionaire. There is a problem, however. Not all water is created equal, and in China we've got water distribution problems. Number one, it's very unevenly distributed. The south is wet, the north is dry, and so China is building this huge south-north water diversion canal project. They've already spent $2 billion on it. It's not done, and who knows if it's going to work. Really what it's doing is taking water from the last clean, healthy water system in China, which would be the Yangtze River. Despite the Three Gorges Dam, it's not completely screwed up yet. All of the other major water systems in China are more polluted than the Yangtze. So they're trying to drain out water from the south, including the Yangtze, and move it up to the more agricultural north. It's contaminated. By the way, if you want to know how contaminated it is, this is the book, Elizabeth Economy, The River Runs Black. Pages 69 to 71 are all the famous data you need there. So check that out. But arsenic, E. coli, all kinds of industrial runoff make really something more than 70% of China's total water resources unfit for any human contact. So we got a real problem with contamination. And number 3, it's very politically tricky to deal with water in China because some of the water that they want to move around and clean up is coming from Tibet and is moving to places like Beijing. And if the south-north actually works, they're going to be pulling water out of the water systems of Bangladesh and India, which makes it, yes, politically tricky. And that's internationally politically tricky. Domestically politically tricky, yeah. Also, the lack of water and the contamination of water have been a major source of social unrest in China, particularly the last few years. So, what does that mean for all of us? Just a background information. And I want to tell you guys out there, if you're watching China What? And you find anything that we're talking about particularly interesting, you want to dig more into the facts and figures, you can find the links at facebook.com/China Business Network, and I'll try to keep all the resources and articles and data updated on that. Finally, a new section for China What? And that is the cheesiest China Daily headline for this week. It was a toss-up between August 24th. Business schools are a class act. That's pretty bad, but this one's worse. August 23rd. Foreign perfume makers getting only a whiff of China's vast market. Who knew that Chinese domestic perfume makers were getting a big whiff while foreign perfume makers were getting a small whiff? Well, catch you next time on China What, when we'll talk about the trade surplus between China and the US. See you then.